Welcome to the AI Beehive Podcast, Real Estate and Mortgage Pros. This is your buzz for smarter tech, faster deals, and less grind. Let's get started.
Well, hi there. Welcome to another episode of the AI Beehive Podcast. My name is Ginger Bell. I have my co-host with me, George Chevalier. Hey, George.
Hey, everybody. Hey.
Happy AI Day. And we have a very special guest today, someone who I know and love so well, Miss Chelsea Gardner, who is with Fully Aligned Marketing. Chelsea, hello.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
Oh, we're so excited to get into our conversation. So a little backstory here on Chelsea and I. So when ChatGPT first came out in November of 2022, oh my gosh, so long ago, Chelsea and I and another friend of ours, Tony, got together because we were getting into prompting and how to prompt and how to use all this. It was a brand new thing and we were playing around with it. And we wrote a book, which is the AI Prompt Guide. So it's available on Amazon if you want to get it, although I know we're going to have to update it. But prompting is prompting, right? And so that's really it. So when AI first came out, it's like, oh my gosh, can you believe this? And we started having calls and conversations, and it was kind of like a daily thing. Have you tried this? Have you tried that? And that's really where we started with that. And now it's really gone into all these other tools as well. And so I know for you in your marketing and what you do with your coaching, so coaching people in marketing, providing, Facebook ads, all of those things. What are you seeing right now as far as with AI? How are you? Let's start off with this. Because it's always like, okay, what part of the elephant are we going to start with? Number one, what's the number one tool you're using right now with AI?
Yeah, so ChatGPT is still my old trusty.
Yeah, because it has so many of the basics, right? And you can make your agents with that. You can have projects with that. So creating projects with that. And so it's that consistency. So walk me through a day with GPT and Chelsea. What are some of the things that you find useful in your business?
Yeah. So the first thing I have found is the fact that I have stuck with ChatGPT for so long. I feel like I have truly mastered all the things inside of it. I think when you have shiny object syndrome and trying so many at once, it gets hard. So I've stuck with ChatGPT. I just recently actually am trying Claude as well. So I'll be curious to see the differences there. But with ChatGPT in my business for marketing, we really use it for kind of the push into ideas, content, caption writing, all that kind of stuff. We use it for client GPTs. So if we kind of lay out what clients want, if there's compliance things that need to be in our client content, the way that they speak or certain words they do or do not like, you can throw that into a custom GPT and use that for every client. Now, one thing I have found though is, it's not something that we use and just copy and paste, right? We don't create a caption, copy paste that caption for our content. We use it more as a starting point, or, our emails, for my marketing emails, I use ChatGPT, but it's all my thoughts going into it. And then I just ask it to critique it to make it sound less chaos. My brain is very
aligned, right?
Organize these thoughts into something someone would understand reading. So that's how we really use it, because it's a tool, but it shouldn't be your crutch. So that's kind of how I look at, and people now I think are really catching on to the AI thing. And so to me, it's now more important than ever on social media to use it as a tool and not as the copy paste go, right? It's really making sure that it understands, you, and you can train it to your own language, your own voice. So it really kind of cuts down on having to adjust it, right? For me, it's a little different just because we're in the marketing space. So it's not customized to one person. But when you're using it for yourself in your business, you can really customize it a lot more. So that's kind of where I see it. Although no matter how many times you tell it to please stop using M dashes, it still will put M dashes in everything. So
So that's it. And I know, George, you've been using ChatGPT as well. So,
Definitely.
and I know you have some questions for Chelsea. So I'll let you chime in on that.
Yeah, one of your specialties is really helping your clients in scheduling, using scheduling tools effectively. So, what does a successful content calendar look like for a busy mortgage pro, and using AI with that?
yeah, so setting up a content calendar is to me really crucial in really kind of planning. So
Mhm.
in order, especially for loan officers, because they're busy, they get sidetracked, right? They get on phone calls, they forget to do content. So putting
Mhm.
together a content calendar a month in advance and knowing what you need to start working on. So are we doing videos in August or September or October? Like what kind of videos do I need to plan for and promote and record? And so putting that content calendar together. ChatGPT is great for that. Is great to put in ideas. Hey, these are like, I want to be known for being a VA home loan expert. And so the month of September, I just want to dive into tons of VA home loan content, put together a 30-day content calendar for me with blah, 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 blah on VA home loans.
Wow.
And it will put together a spreadsheet, right? And so you can download that spreadsheet and follow that spreadsheet for content creation ahead of time. So that way you're prepared, you're doing your videos. So that's kind of, I mean, we do that for clients too. And so that's where I really see like using AI can be a huge, like, I mean, if you sat down, right, and pulled out your calendar and wrote down for like 30 days the content ideas, like it would take you hours, whereas
Right.
ChatGPT can do it in 30 seconds. So it truly is helpful.
Chelsea, and that's really huge because so many people post when they have a few minutes, right?
Yep.
But if you can get it all preloaded in a week, you can do a week's worth of content, a month's worth of content, and that's when your brand really starts showing up consistently. I like that. That's a good point. Good
Exactly,
tip.
exactly. And as loan officers, a lot of people are like, but things change so frequently, right? Like rates rise, rates fall, something gets released. And it's like, okay, that's totally cool. Your content that you are putting together ahead of time is
Hmm.
evergreen content or content that showcases you as a human, maybe what you like to do on the weekends. And it doesn't all have to be business related. It can incorporate you, you're a human. And so that is all stuff that you can push out and schedule. And then guess what? If something pops up that you want to share in the middle of the week because a new release just happened or your company just offered a new, benefit or a new loan program just got launched or rates just dropped, whatever the case is, then that's something that you can record in the moment and push out then and there. But you don't have to because you're consistently posting regardless. So it's kind of like, oh, this thing popped up. Let me do a video. Let me push it out. And that's just like a little cherry on top for the week, but you're already good to go and it's not waiting for those things. Does that make sense?
It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
And talking about evergreen content in the mortgage industry, and our audience is mortgage and real estate. And so the evergreen things, and you think about with mortgages, there's so many things that you can create content about.
Yeah.
And you talk about there's reverse mortgages, there's VA home loans, there's the non-QM loans, there's down payment, there's mortgage insurance, there's what is the loan estimate, what is the closing disclosure. It's like, how do you negotiate, a lower price on your home? There's so many different things. And so using ChatGPT just to come up with topics in itself is really good. But I want to talk about not relying on just that calendar and the posts, but getting yourself out there and branding yourself, because as we're seeing people use more, tools with AI, and there's, videos you can use that are faceless videos, all these kind of things. My opinion is it's more important now more than ever. It'll be that important for you to have your face on video, to have your own voice out there. Because as we start seeing more AI, and it's just my opinion, I don't know how it's going to be, but I think people will want to have that authentic person
Yeah.
So I know some of the things you're doing, and you've always been ahead of the curve, Chelsea. That's one of the things I love about you. It's like you've always been looking down the road as far as what's happening.
Yeah.
You have started a Facebook group.
Mm-hmm.
And you have a video challenge
Mm-hmm.
that has been going on for a while as far as doing that. So talk to me about that, and maybe how you can use, AI to maybe help you with the scripts, but then getting some help as far as editing and things like that, because AI does a lot, but it doesn't do everything. So where you're going to use it and where you're going to still outsource it, I think is important, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So 1,000%, we already see this now, is AI content on social media does not perform as well as human authenticity, being on camera, showing your face, all of that.
Really? So you're already seeing that?
Already seeing it. And on top of that, if you post something that is AI generated, it is being ran through the AI generators for Facebook and Instagram, and it will automatically get tagged as an AI generated image, video, whatever.
How about prompts and things like that? Okay, so guys, I want you to
not pictures, videos,
Pictures
images,
and videos.
not prompts yet, at least. But images, videos, anything like that will get ran through an AI generator. And like Instagram, it doesn't necessarily like block you or ban you or anything like that, but there will be like a little, this image is AI generated or this video is AI generated. Especially on Instagram. I know Facebook's starting to roll that out. And I think too, because, gosh, AI can create natural disaster videos and people believe it, right? So having those things kind of pop up is crucial. And so now it's doing it just in general. And monetization. So like, I know a lot of our people don't monetize their content, but YouTube will no longer monetize anything that is not authentically you. Instagram is moving into that direction as well. So, all of that stuff is like, AI is great, and it's great for content development and ideas and topics and helping with caption writing, email writing, blog writing, whatever. But you as a human need to be in your content. That is who people are relating to, and that is who people are connecting with. They're not connecting with a robot. So, making sure that you are showing your face in your video, but you can use chat to help you with scripts. You can use chat to say, hey, I want to create a 30-second video on VA home loans and talk about, whatever the case is. Can you put together a really short script that I can use? Those types of things are okay. That's what's going to streamline it. That's what's going to make it much easier. But we need to be in the content, whether it be through video or through photos. And carousels actually are also doing really well on Instagram. But carousels with you in them, with you as like pictures of you, right? Or your family, and they're scrolling through it. There's text over them. So those are also performing really well. But that's crucial over on all of the platforms. Social media is always meant to be a social platform. It's always meant to be for people to communicate and engage and all of that. So, one thing that I do tell people, that if they want to use like the AI generated videos of themselves, to never try to have the impersonate them, but rather kind of make a play on it, right? So like if I was doing a video and I had an AI generated Chelsea, then I would say like, I'm Chelsea's better half that's going to talk to you today, right? Or like something like just very playful. So people know like, I'm not trying to make this video pass as me as a human. Right. So that's kind of my thoughts on that. And then going into like, I have a free group that I share social media tips and tricks and video. I do video challenges in there pretty frequently, where I share like video ideas, B-roll footage videos. The most recent one I did was me feeding a cow. And I told loan officers what to put over it for like USDA loans, right? Like if you're looking to move from the city to cow life, like, I'm your gal, right? Or I'm your loan officer. So, little things like that, that took me 10 seconds and I was already feeding a cow in my backyard. So like, those little things and tips, like you don't have to overthink it to be a human. And it talks about like, well, I mean, I'm not a loan officer, but I was showing like examples, but it talks about USDA loans, but it's my real life. It's my cows in the background. Like it's me showing like who I am as a human and where I am. So that kind of thing is what we showcase over there. So
And the
Yeah.
creativity, I love that. So
Mhm.
before we leave, this conversation as far as social media, you and I were having a call a couple weeks ago, and we were talking about changes that are happening regarding Instagram. And, we always tell people for loan officers and real estate agents, they should always have a LinkedIn account, and they should always be posting on LinkedIn, because LinkedIn, when someone goes and does a Google search, and we see this on ChatGPT, because ChatGPT obviously is connected to Google and where they're finding those searches. And so having that LinkedIn is important because it's a part of a search. But we're seeing a change now with Instagram. So talk to me about what Instagram has done and why it's important to really have an Instagram account right now.
Yeah. So most recently, probably when this launches, it probably will be about a month or a month and a half now, that Instagram has launched that they are now searchable in Google. So
they're not closed, because they've been closed before. So, a lot of your social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, TikTok have been a closed source. So that means in searches, you're not coming up. So when you're posting things onto social media, that's good for your network, and you can get into searches and all those things, but it's not searchable. That's why we say LinkedIn, have a LinkedIn, because LinkedIn is open social media platform. So it's searchable. So Instagram is changing that.
Yep. So if you are a public Instagram, not private, right? So if you require people to friend request you and you have to approve it, that is still a private account. That will not be searchable. But if you are a public account where anyone can go to your page, see your content, follow you or whatever, it will be searchable inside of Google. So it's now crucial more than ever to make sure that your handle and your name field reflect who you are, who you serve, and what you do, right? Because those are searchable fields. That the content that you're putting out there is relevant. So if someone were to click on your Instagram account and go to your page and they see your feed, they know who you are. They can say at a glance what you do, where you're located, who you're serving. Those are the key things, especially when it comes to going to your accounts, is making sure that you clarify, I'm a loan officer, I'm licensed in Florida, right? If I'm a real estate agent clicking your account, I need to know that I can work with you if I'm in Florida. If you're in North Carolina and I find you in Florida, I need to know that too, right? So now it's so important to be using that platform to showcase who you are, what you do, all of that, because it's slowly rolling out. It might not, obviously those things don't happen overnight. It's now searchable, but Google rankings also have to kind of come into play there too. So, but yeah, absolutely. Like posting over on Facebook or on Instagram right now is a huge benefit for Google searches now.
Yeah. So, and one of the things too, I want to ask you about Facebook ads, because I know that's one of the services that you provide and do a great service on, is Facebook ads. So, what are some of the things that people need to be looking at? And this is, AI, not AI, whatever, regarding really promoting for social media right now.
Yeah. So when it comes to ads, it's really making sure that you're getting in front of the right audience. So paid ads are great to put you directly in front of who you want to be seen by. Organic content is great, right? Posting on Facebook and Instagram, all of that stuff is fantastic, but you truly don't know if you're getting in front of exactly who you want to be seen by, like your realtor partners or past clients or anything like that. Whereas paid ads, you can really dial in on that targeting. And you can really kind of dial in on your messaging for that. And, even Facebook ads now have a ton of AI tools built into them to help with like launching ads and, using when you're keying in like your description. So like what would be a caption is a description on Meta ads. When you put in your description, it now like pops up with like AI recommendations for better conversion rate. So it even is incorporating a lot of AI into the Meta ad space, but Meta ads are huge, in my opinion, for LOs and mortgage professionals, agents and stuff to be using, because it's getting you directly in front of who you want to be seen by.
Yeah, 100%. And I mean, that's the whole thing, getting in front of that person. I mean, George, being a mortgage broker in Atlanta, that's key, right?
Yeah, definitely. Facebook ads are definitely what, a lot of loan officers, they don't understand how to use it. So that's where they can really tap into your resources, and you could really help them grow in that area.
Yep. 1000%. What I specialize in.
Yeah, not even, it's like, take that over.
So really, that leads me to my next point here, your client success stories. Tell me, can you share with me a success story of one of your loan officers who maybe went from, I'm not great at marketing, to building real traction using your system?
Yes. Yeah. Sorry. I think I froze. Yeah. So I have a client, actually, he is a joint client that Ginger and I have worked with for years through Edu Marketing and through Fully Aligned. And when I first started with him, he was terrified to do video content. He was someone who told me that he had such bad anxiety for hours the night before that he knew he had to record a video for me, that it would take him then 2 hours to record one 30-second video, because he was just, the anxiety was so overridden for him. But he was like, I want to do it, right? Like I want to grow. And I'm like, your graphics just aren't going to cut it, right? Like, we can create beautiful graphics, we can slap your headshot on it, but like, you need to be in your content. So over the past year and a half, he's been doing videos weekly for us and does very, very well. But I recently challenged him now for a level up, because he has always been someone who, he sits in front of his computer, he's got his logo in the back, and he has his monitor that he reads like his scripts from. And so now I told him that I want you to be more authentic and go to places that are what you enjoy doing, and talk from there. So he had gone to a NASCAR race, and he did a NASCAR race, and I sent him like a chat prompt. So this is a really good prompt to use, is I am a loan officer who loves fill in the blank. So he put who loves NASCAR. And I want to relate it to fill in the blank, first time home buyers, VA home loans, whatever the case is. So that's what he did. And he went and he recorded his video outside of the NASCAR stadium thing.
Nice.
He took some video of like the cars racing. So like we snipped the video for a reel together for him, with like him talking, and then like overlaid his voice with like some of the video footage. That video, hundreds and hundreds of views and like several comments, compared to even his regular videos of him at his desk, who still got like 100 or 200 views and a couple comments. This one got hundreds of views, and like, that's really good for him and his account. Because he just took that extra step. And now he went to SeaWorld and he did a video. And so now he's starting to get outside of that comfort zone, and that's what we're seeing, like the traction, right? So it's showing him as a human being, right? The things that he loves and enjoys outside of just sitting in an office space and talking to the camera. So there's little steps and increments that you can do. And honestly, when you're in your own element, I feel like the videos are even like just more kind of casual, right? They're a little bit like, you're not as like at your desk talking. It's, you kind of can relax and, be in a different environment. So that did really, really well for him. And same scenario with another client for ads. He loves to bike ride. He lives in Boston. I said, go for a bike ride, find a beautiful like area in Boston, stop riding your bike, hold your bike, and talk about like, tell a story about a client that had a success story with you. And that's what he did. He stood right in front of Boston Harbor, held his camera up, talked about a single mom that had 2 kids that was denied loans for, 2 other lenders, got her into a house within 30 days. Like, she cried at the closing table, like told that story in an ad. And that video did so well for him in his ad, because it was authentic and it was him. And yes, it was a little breezy, right? He's like, oh, you can hear the wind. I'm like, you were outside in front of Boston Harbor. Like, if you had no wind, people would think that was AI generated behind you, right? So it's totally cool. It's all right. Like, as long as it's not like shh and I can't hear you, but like a little like breeze here and there was totally fine. It didn't, mess with the video. We were able to kind of quiet it a little bit, but yeah, those 2 things like just far exceeded.
I love it, because that proves that you can combine a simple system with the right tools, and you can grow without having to be a full-time marketer. I like it. That's great.
I love it. I
Yep.
love it. Great story. So, Chelsea, we're going to wrap this up. And I want to thank you so much for joining us. But before we do, how can people get in touch with you? And what are the 3 ways you can help loan officers in their business?
Yeah, so I can be found on any social media platform at Fully Aligned Marketing or at fullyalignedmarketing.com. I do one-on-one coaching. I have a social media membership as well, so where I provide you with content, the captions, the video ideas, all of that inside of a membership. And then I also do the done-for-you paid ads. So I can help loan officers in a multitude of different ways when it comes to social media.
I love that. So many great things. So we're going to make sure and put all those links there, and obviously links to your Facebook group and things like that, because I know you're growing in there. Yes. Chelsea, thank you so much. You are always a wealth of information, and we appreciate, and we look forward to having you back again.
Awesome. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate it.
Okay, thanks, guys. So thanks for joining us on another AI Beehive podcast. Hey, if you're looking for AI tools, you know where to go. It is aibeehive.com. George, we'll see you on the next episode.
See ya.
Thanks for tuning in to the AI Beehive podcast, where real estate and mortgage pros get the buzz on all things AI. Don't forget to subscribe, share the buzz, and visit www.aibeehive.com to keep building your smarter business. Until next time.